Yeah, I would like to talk about the music appreciation. In this world, this year, 2020, people locked in the house, right? And one of the best enjoyment, of course, you can watch the movies and so forth, but listening to the music, I think it's very good. Uh, Especially, I'd like to talk about today about classical music and how you could possibly get into it if you don't have any interest in listening to classical music. Could you listen to me my experience growing up in Japan? And I think the music education is relatively good. I would say, from like mostly junior high school on, there's a specialist teacher uh, dedicated to the music teaching. It teaches you, who, what is the music and what is the composers and all these things. So I grew up in that kind of culture, and I got a little bit taste of here and there the pieces that I listened to, but much later, and I was, when I was young, I was deep into pop music, right? American pop music, and that was the greatest things. And I didn't have any ear to listen to classical music. However, when I got into college, I think my friends, more or less like of course, like intellectuals, right? And started to talk about those classical music. Mostly, the people are I don't know, educations or whatever, but somehow I think you are exposed enough to talk about those things. And I was the same way that I started to listen to LP records, even though I was very poor. But I started to listen to first. I think the most enjoyable thing for me was Mozart Piano Concerto. Number 20, very dark pieces. 21, very beautiful Elvira Madigan theme, right, in a Swedish film. And number 23 is very also very dark, but it's beautiful. Number 24 is very good. Number 26 is a coronation, and very kind of a big piece. Number 27 is the last piano concerto by Mozart. And I loved all that. Especially second movement, Adagio, I would say. It's very beautiful, and I wish they could make like a compendium of like only second movement, slow movement, together for Mozart piano concerto, and everything is so beautiful. But anyway, that's how I got into the classical music, and then from now on, I went to to listen to Beethoven. Beethoven is, I think, tremendous because his music is like a pop at that time already in my young mind. Beethoven's music is like a pop music and classical music. It's like a very easy to get into and very enjoyable. And you expect certain sequence, and he gives you this particular sequence of melody or sequence of rhythm or whatever. Or his symphony, it's worthwhile to listen to. Especially, I got into Symphony Number 3, the Eroica Symphony. Number 7, it's very beautiful. Number 8 is also very charming. Number 6 is also good. And I didn't like number 5. I thought I was like most no musical music. Just a ba 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 ba. But if you listen to it, it's like you go through this very difficult times, and finally you triumph with this particular feeling of the overcame with this difficulty, and then you become happy person, right? or maybe that's a battle, and you kind of fight, and then you win at the end. And that type of sequence of melodies and music making there. And so symphony, old symphony, even the number 5, I think I enjoyed it. Now even number 4 is the least popular, but still it's very, very enjoyable. So anyway, so Beethoven's, I really liked symphony, and piano sonata I liked, piano concerto, especially number 3, number 4, number 5, piano concerto, wonderful, very, very grandiose type of playing piano concerto compared to Mozart, right? And violin concerto, Beethoven has only one violin concerto, and that's wonderful, wonderful piece of music. You love that if you listen to it. And his chamber music, especially not the piano, his string quartet, all through. I think you have to listen to the Rasmusky quartet, like a middle period quartet. Very, very, very nice, very beautiful, very romantic. And but early string quartet is also very nice. You have to listen to all the late period is very nice too. And his cello sonata is very good, and his other pretty much that's about it. I think Beethoven composed lots of chamber music as well. But his music, some of them are very, very popular, but some of them kind of are forgotten, but I buy like a piano quartet, for example, and his efforts to make a chamber music, and that was also very nice, but it's not like a string quartet, for example. But definitely symphonies, piano concerto, violin concerto, piano sonata, string quartet. You have to listen to that. It's wonderful. It's very, very good. And then I moved to all of different romantic period of composers, like Brahms, for example, and some like more later, Bartók, Vera Bartók, Shostakovich, and Prokofiev, definitely Prokofiev. I really loved his music, so all through I think very good experience, a very happy experience, I would say, and because music gives you so much enjoyment, and sometimes they save your life. Yeah. Okay, so the music which saved my life is, of course, Franz Schubert for me, and his chamber music, like a string quintet. He has only one string quintet, string quartet. Very, very beautiful piece of music, very melodious, sad music or somewhat. And his piano trio, very, very nice. The other small pieces of the chamber music is very nice. And but mostly what I got into is his lieder. But Franz Schubert, why I liked is his music has a melody, beautiful, more or less like a sad melody, and but beautiful, beautiful, out of the world melody. And I really liked this song type of melody, and that's why I became interested in the lieder. And the lieder, you find the type of singer you like, the voice especially, and you buy CD or this particular with the voice, and you listen to it it's wonderful. And even though you don't understand the German, mostly German lyrics there, and you kind of listen to it, but without understanding the meaning of the song, you still love that feeling that you get, the atmosphere and sadness or urgent, type of scenario. So Franz Schubert is, I think, one of my most cherished composer. And I have this book by forwarded by Anthony Hopkins, but great composer. But this one has a back of Beethoven, the little picture, but front has a Franz Schubert. So I'm not the only one who like the Franz Schubert. It's a great composer, right? But it talk about all those different periods and the different composers there, and you kind of learn how the music was appreciated, each era, and you learn the Baroque music and classical period, romantic, and more or less like a modern period, and today's music of classical genre, and I think you all enjoy. So I usually look for the people who love classical music, and that's far in between. And even though sometimes I attend the classical music concert here in the U.S., and the tickets are almost like all sold out, right? And you make friends in there, try to make friends, and but it's kind of difficult to mesh like this. When I was younger, when I was like 20 years old, I have lots of conversation with my friend with mesh like this. But now it's like it doesn't mesh like this. It's comes up here and then go to separate way then. I don't know why that is, but I think each individual has a different taste, whatever, and you cannot accept the other people's opinions or whatever. But still, I look for those people, and there are not so many people in even the concert atmosphere. You see, you talk to other, surrounding people who are sitting next to you, but they don't know much about classical music, but they come because it's a nice experience, a nice music listening experience for them, and they enjoy the pieces, but they don't have much like a passion to deep get into their the music. They don't buy CD, for example. They go to the concert, but they don't necessarily listen to the music at home. And some of them listen to the music at home, and those people, maybe they are sitting 10 seats away somewhere. So if I look very hard, I think I find that. No, actually, I find some of the people I kind of meshed. One of the person that I really liked is this piano tuner who is a young piano tuner, and so he has a very good way of conversing with me, and when I showed interest when he was doing the piano tuning in this particular institution, I talked to him, and he kind of talked to me and regarding, and I think we became friends after that. So there's always people who love classical music everywhere, and so I really, especially this year, you are cooped up in a house. You cannot do anything much outside. Getting to the classical music is a good thing. Any other music is very good, but I think the durations of your listening pleasure, I think, lasts longer in the classical music because it has more depth, and also the classical music has a longer time span. It's not like a 1 minute or 3 minutes pop music period, right? It's like only, much longer than pop music. It's about half an hour to 1 hour sometimes, whole pieces of symphony. And so I would say, much more enjoyable, and your imagination when you're listening is, I think it's deeper and more, your personal experiences comes back in your brain, and that's why the people who listen to classical music, I think they are the brain, especially the kids, I think brain is become smarter, and so to keep it active in your brain cell, I think it's important to listen to classical music, and when you get older, more important to listen to it. And so please do so, and this is my few cents today. Okay, thank you. Bye.